Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Big Three Sports Talk Show. Nate Martin here, along with Kieran Costa and Ion Shaw, and it is a damn good time of the year. March Madness is upon us. Selection Sunday was a couple days ago. The first four games are all finished. We know who the 64 teams are, and we are ready to get rolling. We're going to fill our own bracket, give our thoughts on some Cinderella teams, some of the favorites that could get knocked out early, et cetera, et cetera. But let's get started with some this day in sports history. Kieran, what do we have?
This day, 2012, Indian batsman Sachin Tendulkar becomes the first cricketer to score 100 international centuries. Speaking of cricket, India this week wins against Sri Lanka. They just cruised, won both tests. Rishabh Pant, player of the series, and Shreyas Iyer with 92 and 67, won player of the match. That was over this last week. Ion, what do you have?
So, player of the week this week, we're going to be tying it with two different players, both absolutely legendary. The NBA has been crazy in this week itself. There's so many great players doing great things, but I wanted to highlight Kyrie Irving's 60-point game and Karl-Anthony Towns' 60-point game. Starting with Kyrie dropped 41 and a half. And this is on, not even playing the full season. In my opinion, that's actually crazy. 41 points in one half is one of the craziest. I think the record in a half is 42, and it's held by Kobe Bryant. But 41 and a half, that's absolutely insane. We haven't seen something like that since the Kobe Bryant, or since actually Devin Booker Klay Thompson when he dropped 40 and a half after the 30-something point quarter. Was
37.
37. Yeah. And then Karl-Anthony Towns, 60 points on 15 boards, I'm pretty sure. That hasn't been done since Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaq was the last center before Jokic to be named MVP.
Watch out for them Wolves. They're hanging around. One game from escaping the play-in.
Okay. Anyways, let's move on.
I just want to also shout out, it was just a good week in general for the NBA. I know I kind of hinted at that, but you had guys like LeBron.
Not for NBA defenses.
You had a great. I think the Warriors Celtics game tonight proved that defense does still exist. That was a very low scoring game, but LeBron had multiple 50 pieces. KD had a 50 piece. Curry dropped 47 on his birthday. I was in attendance for that one. And then a buzzer beater today in the Nets Mavericks game.
Back-to-back buzzer beaters for Spencer.
For the Mavericks. Dinwiddie hits a buzzer beater on his former team. So very, very fun times in professional basketball. But it's going to be even more exciting in college. Let's fill out the official 2022 Big Three Sports Talk Show bracket. And let's start off right away in the West region, Gonzaga versus Georgia State. I feel like this one is easy.
Yeah.
Giving me the Zags. They've been
Zags,
best team in basketball. Here's where things get a little interesting. Boise State versus Memphis. What are you guys thinking on this one?
I have Memphis winning it over Boise State.
I also have Memphis. My one worry with Boise State is the lack of top 25 experience. They've only played one game and lost against a top 25 team. I like this Memphis team.
Yeah. I think Memphis can be is kind of an inconsistent team. They've been very good recently. They've kind of this whole idea of Memphis versus Memphis State. The Memphis State is the good team. And they're kind of Memphis State right now. But I do like Boise State in this matchup. I like teams that have won both the regular season and the conference tourney. Boise State should just that in a strong Mountain West this year. Good defense. And I think they could defend Jalen Duren pretty well as they have a very tall lineup. We'll go with Memphis.
Yeah, but because Memphis, I like Memphis more because they haven't been in the in here since 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
So
it's Penny Hardaway's first.
And also Memphis started 9-8, 11-2 since. It's riding the hot hand a bit. I guess Boise State's a hot hand as well, but
Yeah, but I still think that they'll have a hard time defending not just Jalen Duren, but think about Josh Minute also. I think that he's a good forward. And
Mhm.
they got two lethal players at the big spots.
Yeah.
Even though Boise State's a big team.
Yeah. All right. Just a little FYI, that would be Boise State's first tournament win as well. So history a bit on the line here, in that 8-9 matchup. UConn versus New Mexico State. I'm rocking with the Huskies here. They always come out in force. They've been very a popular team over the last couple of weeks. I'm a big fan of Adama Sanogo at the forward position. He gets a lot of boards for them, and I'm rocking with the Huskies.
I think New Mexico State's a good team, and I don't love this matchup for them personally. Maybe if they draw a different 5 seed in this tournament, they have a chance. But yeah, I like the Huskies.
Yeah, I like the Huskies too. I think Andre Jackson has been doing pretty. He's been doing pretty solid this year, and also like UConn in general, I think has been like a more solid team than New Mexico State. So
Uh, Getting into the 4 versus 13. This is my
Can't
first
do it to
upset.
your boy, Nate.
Let me talk. I love the Muss Bus. I'm a big fan of Eric Musselman. I was riding high on Arkansas last year. I think I had them in the Final Four, and they were very close to doing so, making it to the Elite Eight. I'm a big Muss Bus guy. Love that offense. And JD Note is a Kemba candidate this year. He can take over games at the point guard position. But the Vermont Catamounts have Cinderella written all over them to me. An all-senior starting lineup, which I love. They have a star player in Ryan Davis who's averaging, I think it's a lot. He's averaging a good amount of points. And they've won 22 of their last 23. I think the Catamounts are a team to watch. They don't have to travel very far as the game's being played in Vermont. They're going to have student section travel out. It's going to be a very, but yeah, for Buffalo, upstate New York. That's close to Vermont, you know. So, and it's a lot closer than Arkansas. Although I know the Arkansas, the Razorback faithful can travel out. I think
Note
Vermont,
is cooking them. They've beaten Kentucky, they've beaten Tennessee, they've beaten Auburn. They're not losing to the Catamarans or whatever they're
the
called.
Catamounts.
None of it.
no,
None of it.
no. I'm taking Vermont here.
The Muss Bus is not gonna crash into a maple tree in Vermont, bro. The Muss Bus will ride.
Vermont's got the.
I love the Muss Bus. How far do you have them going, Kieran?
Not that far.
So it's not gonna ride, is it?
Yeah.
I think, you know, we'll kind of get into this a little later. I think whoever wins this game beats UConn. But
I'm gonna back Vermont now that I also think Vermont can beat UConn now that they've gone.
We'll get into that a little later. Let's go into Alabama versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame was the last team to get in. I was riding Notre Dame.
I don't think Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's not beating Bama.
They've just played a 2 OT game. Is my worry.
Yeah,
that is a concern.
It's what, a 2-day turnaround.
And who'd they just beat? Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Yeah, dude.
Well, they're going from Dayton to Indianapolis. That's not that far.
I think, but Alabama's what, sitting on a week?
But I don't like teams that haven't played for a long time. I think, you know, Notre Dame is a very good team.
Alabama's double OT 2 nights ago.
Alabama's an inconsistent team. I mean, they beat teams like they beat Gonzaga, right? Alabama was a team that beat Gonzaga at the beginning of the season, but then they also suffered shitty losses. Shackelford and Quinterly, guard heavy lineup. I like him, and I do like me some Ball and Oates. That's another team that I was high on in last year's tournament, but they've been a little inconsistent this year. I don't know which version of Alabama we're getting. Notre Dame's been very consistent. I like the Irish.
I don't love a deep run from Alabama, but I think they escaped the first round. Maybe even in a close game in the fourth, the fresher team comes through. Not the fourth. You know what I mean? The back 3 minutes of the game.
Are you rolling Tide?
Yes, I am. I think Bama's taking it against Notre Dame here.
All right. Texas Tech versus Montana
Patrick
State.
Day miracle is not happening.
Yeah, no, it's not. Texas Tech is taking it.
I think it is going to be a Texas Tech very good defensive team. Now my most anticipated matchup of this region in the first round, Michigan State versus Davidson. You got, you know, Foster Lawyer, the former MSU guy, now leading Davidson to the tournament. He's been very good this year. And they shoot the ball really well. They're efficient. I really like Davidson in this game. This Michigan State team is not like Michigan State teams in the past. I think Davidson wins.
I think it's a top. It's a
Give me
really.
Steph's alma mater.
This is, yeah. I was gonna say it. That's why Nate's actually choosing it, because it's Steph's alma mater.
Actually.
But like, I want to say, like, this matchup, in my opinion, is like one of like the best toss-ups in the entire tournament, in my opinion, or at least in the first round. Give or take. It depends on like who we choose next, but yeah, I think that like McKillop has like a lot of experience, you know. I think Davidson can take it.
All right. So that's all we need to advance Davidson. Although I do have to say, a Michigan State Duke round of 32 matchup is very, very alluring. That's like exactly what the NCAA wants, because it's a rematch 2019. It's either going to be Tom Izzo ending Coach K's career just like he did with his most talented team that he ever had, or it's going to be Coach K getting revenge. And I think that's a storyline that pundits are going to be driving to the ground. Duke will be winning that game against Cal State Fullerton, although I do like Cal State Fullerton as a 15 seed. Let's go down to the East region. Baylor versus Norfolk State. Baylor.
I don't love Baylor as a 1 seed, but it's Norfolk State.
Yeah, no, I don't think we need to worry about Baylor in this matchup.
UNC versus Marquette's an interesting 8-9 game to me. A lot of history there.
Weird game. Yeah.
UNC has some bad history for Marquette, and Shaka Smart as the head coach for Marquette. He's done a good job down there, but I give UNC the edge.
I mean, yeah, I think that UNC has also this, like, you gotta bring in like energy as a factor. They just beat Coach K and Duke on his final regular season finale. That's like kind of a defining moment for UNC. But honestly, I think Marquette Marquette's like a little odd, because they beat Seton Hall. They lost to Providence. They beat Villanova and then lost to UConn. It's like really back and forth, but I'm gonna like really gamble and say I take Marquette here.
I'm gonna take Marquette, I guess, as a pretty. I wouldn't say I'm a Texas fan of UT Austin, but I know how Shaka Smart loves to choke in the early rounds. But I think they're the better team than UNC.
Yeah, I am taking UNC. I really like Brady Manek. I think he had a great game against Duke. I think he's going to continue the hot streak. Let's get into St. Mary's versus Indiana. Arguably the muckiest first round game. Two teams love to play some gritty basketball, blue collar. Indiana led by Tracy Jackson Davis. He's one of the best shot blockers in the country. But I'm going to be rocking with the Bay Area team, St. Mary's. They got a lot of good. It's a classic St. Mary's team. Just a lot of Australian dudes who can play basketball for no reason. I'm rocking with the Gales.
Because they're Australian, I will not be taking them. I got the Hoosiers taking it, man. I think that this is gonna be, like, in my opinion, a good game. But
I think it's the most likely of all the 5-12 upsets to happen.
Yeah. And I think Indiana has like the consistency in all 4 quarters. I mean, you've seen it. I think the Hoosiers take it against St. Mary's. Although I do like St. Mary's.
Give me St. Mary's. I don't know. I don't love the Hoosiers. What have the Hoosiers really proven this season?
Good shot blocking. They muck it out. Yeah. UCLA versus Akron.
Okay. So like maybe if they were playing a team that doesn't muck it out, I think St. Mary's, they have similar play styles, and St. Mary's just does it better.
That's fair. I'm taking UCLA pretty easily.
UCLA.
Here.
I do like. I mean, I kind of feel bad because Akron's my dad's alma mater, but I'm taking UCLA here because I have them going pretty far. Also,
right.
Johnny Juzang.
Yeah, I'm a big Juzang guy. We're gonna that a little later. Texas versus Virginia Tech. Kieran, a little bit biased in this pick potentially.
I'm picking Virginia Tech.
Good man. Virginia Tech.
I'm taking
won
Virginia
the ACC
Tech
championship. The Hokies red hot, led
Beat
by
Duke in a
Dave
great
Aluma.
game.
Oh, great game. Purdue versus Yale. I'm taking the
Fun for the Ivy, but Purdue.
yeah. And
Boilermakers.
I do really like Yale. Yale's had some great teams in the past in the tournament, but I don't think this is
Not
one of
this
them.
year.
Yeah,
Murray State versus San Francisco. This was, in my opinion, the hardest first round game to predict. I love both of these teams. I think there's so much to like about both of them. Murray State has the best record in the country. They got a great 1-2 duo in KJ Williams and Tevin Brown. But then USF just plays basketball right. Todd Golden is a great head coach. I wish he was at Stanford. I think he's gonna, probably leave USF this year for like one of the bigger Power 5 openings. And they shut down 3-point shooting.
Yeah, I think that like this game will be more interesting because Murray State doesn't have a ton of like size, but neither does like SF. And then like San Francisco is great at guarding on the outside. I know that, but I know that Murray State's got some good shooters. But I think I'd take SF here just for the culture, just for the Bay culture.
I like that.
I'm not going to be biased by where we live. Neither of these teams do have a top 25 win, just to note. But I like Murray State. They've lost 2 games. Sure, it's against bum schools, but I still want to ride. They beat Memphis.
Yeah, I'm taking Murray State here as well. I think I just like them a little bit more in this matchup. I think they can shut down USF's offense, who at times has been a little inefficient this year. Kentucky versus St. Peter's. I think St. Peter's is a strong 15 seed, but
they're not beating Kentucky.
No. Let's move over to the South region. I think this is the most competitive region in the bracket. A lot of very good teams in here. Let's get it started out with an easy one. Arizona over Wright State. And then another like interesting matchup that I don't really care about because they're just going to lose. Either team's going to lose to Arizona right away. I got
TCU.
I got
watched them play
TCU.
Texas. I like what I saw.
Yeah, they play good defense. Houston versus UAB. This is where things get a little.
Houston, I want to get into a bit later because I think they have problems of their own. But for now, they beat UAB.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah,
Fun that you got there though.
I do like Houston a lot. Although I think the thing with Houston is I feel like they're a very good rebounding team. They like the metrics just support them, but they also just only play up against bad schools and they just beat up on those bad schools. Like I love UAB.
They're also missing their best and third best player.
Yeah, but that hasn't stopped them.
But they have been all year, which I guess is
exactly. UAB, I love Jelly Walker. I think he's such a fun player to watch, but I'm taking Houston over them in this game. Illinois versus Chattanooga.
Shot to upset them, but I don't think they do.
Yeah, I'm taking.
The people want them to win.
Do they though?
They had the crazy win to make it here on the buzzer beater.
Yeah. I think Illinois, this is a team that has done me dirty in the past. I had them as a national championship team last year.
Last year.
I know. They sold.
How am I going to let this happen to me again?
I think this is, I think they're going to learn the lesson. I think they're going to beat Chattanooga.
Nah,
pretty decent game.
I got Chattanooga win. Just how you have
Thank you.
Just how you have
voice of the people, Ion Shaw. That's what they
Nate. Just how you have Cinderella written all over Vermont. I think that's me, but for Chattanooga.
Are you saying them as a Sweet 16 team?
I think if they beat Illinois, they beat Houston. I think both these teams beat Houston.
No, I don't think so.
No
at all.
Sasser, no.
I think Houston beats up on bad teams like Chattanooga from like shitty conferences.
Yeah, no, I think that too, but I don't think Illinois does that. No, Houston can do that to Chattanooga, but I don't think Illinois does that to Chattanooga. I think Chattanooga at least makes it past this round because I think that they've got like they've got Cinderella magic with them, but I don't want to make bold ass predictions right now, like as to moving them into the Sweet 16.
That's the whole point, Ion.
No, but I don't want to talk about that right now. We'll get into that when we get into the next round. Is what I mean.
Okay. Colorado State versus Michigan.
David Roddy's too nice.
I love David Roddy. He's a great player. Michigan's having a couple injury issues as well.
Yeah,
You
starting
know, I
point
think
guard
if
is injured, I think.
if they had a fully healthy roster, this would be a little bit more competitive. But you know, Roddy is very, very strong. They have a great supporting cast around him. And you know, I love the Mountain West this year. I'm gonna say it again. One of the best conferences in basketball. Probably, I think it was the best conference, at least the most entertaining this year. Tennessee versus Longwood.
It's Tennessee.
Give me the Volunteers here. 3-guard lineup. We'll get into them a little bit more later. Ohio State versus Loyola Chicago. What do you guys? I know you guys have some opinions on this one. Kieran, let's hear it.
Sister Jean magic has run out. Give me Ohio. Oh, okay. Ohio State's known for choking. Loyola's known for upsets. Sister Jean's magic has run out. Ohio State gets a first round win. After the loss to Oral Roberts, it's not really the same team. I don't care.
Yeah,
The
I take
Ohio
Ohio.
State.
I'm taking Ohio State also, and I'm basing this just off of logic, not off of any magic.
Yeah,
Maybe if I'd seen
I'm
Sister Jean supporting in October, not just Plastic Fan in March, I'd have a different opinion. But
I'll take from Kieran Costa. I still like I like Loyola Chicago in this one. I think Drew Valentine has done a great job in his first year, but I will roll with Ohio State in this bracket. Villanova versus Delaware.
give me Nova.
Give me Nova. Let's move on to the final side, the Midwest. Kansas
It's not a
versus Texas
great-
Southern. Give me Kansas.
Kansas takes it.
San Diego State versus Creighton. San Diego State's one of the best defensive teams in the country this year, playing the Mountain West. We love the Mountain West here. I'm taking the Aztecs.
Yeah, I'm rocking with San Diego State.
All right. Iowa versus Richmond.
Iowa. Best player in the tournament, Keegan Murray.
Yep.
That's your hot take. I'll get into that's your best player. I'll get into mine a little later on.
Either way,
But
Richmond
yeah.
isn't winning against Iowa. Like,
Yeah.
best player or not, nobody likes the Spiders much. in this tournament.
4-13, another 4-13 upset here for me personally. I don't have any 12-5s. I know that's kind of like the big thing for upsets. You got to have at least one 12-5. I think this is the year that it's the year of the 4-13. I think there's going to be two. I think South Dakota State has has first round. I think Providence's first round upset all over them, especially going against South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits are one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country.
Yeah, Baylor. I'm gonna butcher his name right now.
Bailey Shireman.
Shireman. I was
Shireman
gonna
or
say
something like
Shearman,
that.
but
Yeah,
Bailey
something like that.
Shireman. He's got 47.3% from range right now. That's actually crazy.
That's scary.
And
you know,
that
they
too,
got
like the
21
rest of his
straight-
team.
straight wins.
Yeah,
21 straight wins.
and
Someone
that
has
too,
to
the
be
rest of the
voice
team-
reason. I'm taking the Friars.
Bro,
Move through South Dakota State, sure.
Providence has won a lot of as they're average in both offensive defense.
That's
they don't
okay.
stand out in one particular area. I don't like that.
The
Yeah, no,
problem
they-
is
they
the
have-
close games in March are never good. If you have a history of close games, you never want to see that in March. But Friars will avoid the first round upset at least.
nah, I've got the Jackrabbits heating up in the first quarter or the first half.
And I do think, you know, I just want to mention that the Summit League champ has won their first round game in the last two tourneys. South Dakota State looking to make it 3 years in a row. We're rocking with the Jackrabbits here on the big three. LSU versus Iowa State. I think this is an irrelevant game. I think whoever plays this loses in the next round. I'm taking LSU
Yeah.
without their head coach, Will Wade,
In
going under
shambles, but they still get the win.
investigation. Wisconsin, Johnny Davis is another one of the best players in the tournament. He is dealing with some, he's not been 100% for a while now, and that has cost Wisconsin. They did not have a very good Big Ten tournament, despite winning the regular season. Brad
Colgate's
Davison can do it.
Colgate's got like the first round upset victory. They almost
Yeah.
had it last year, but I'm rolling with Wisconsin.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
Like,
and I
I
think-
still don't care that he's not 100%. I still think he has a big enough impact on the game to steer Wisconsin.
I do think, you know, I think out of all the top 3 seeds, I think Colgate has the best chance of doing it, of getting that upset.
Yeah.
But
I would agree with that.
not this year. USC versus Miami. I think this is a very, it's a bad game. I don't like either team. I'll
The,
take
bo-
the
the,
Trojans.
the bottom right corner of this bracket's not great.
No, it's not.
I mean, that's just because it's
rocking USC.
uneventful. USC is
Yeah.
gonna take it.
Auburn. Okay, I say Auburn beats Jacksonville State.
Yes.
I'm with you on that.
I say we just
Okay.
stay in this corner. Let's get through it. It's Wisconsin. Like LSU doesn't have a head coach.
I say
think it's
I say
Wisconsin, Auburn.
yeah, no, I think it's Wisconsin, Auburn there, and then I think at the top it's
It's-
Kansas, Iowa.
Kansas, Iowa.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
Kansas-
do want to say though, that I think Isaiah Mobley versus Jabari Smith is going to be a great matchup down low. I think that's going to be very fun to watch in that round of 32 game.
Yeah. I think that has a potential to be a great round of 32 game. The other ones in the Midwest.
Iowa versus South Dakota State is going to be high flying.
Keegan Murray carries.
It's a battle between the flyover states. I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that. Some nice little blue collar basketball. You want to stay, kind of going up and down, go south?
I like that idea of let's get our champion now, but we've gone through the first round. We'll stay in the
Okay.
We'll stay in the Midwest.
This is one of my most anticipated games of the tournament.
Here we
Kansas
go,
versus
baby.
Iowa. High flying offenses on both sides. Keegan Murray is damn good. And I like the Hawkeyes. I think that my issue with Kansas is that they play very well efficient. They play very well on offense, and their defense can be good, but not when the team is more athletic than them. I think Iowa on offense is more athletic. Keegan Murray is a freak of nature, athletic wise. And Iowa's not usually known for their athleticism. It's usually a bunch of slow white dudes who can shoot the ball, but they got some diversity.
They
on
got it
year's
this year.
roster. Yeah,
This is a
I'm
scary
rocking the
Iowa
Hawkeyes.
team.
They're red hot.
Yeah,
Won the Big 12.
ride the
10
hot
tournament.
hand.
Yeah, riding the hot hand. And then Wisconsin, Auburn. What are we thinking in this one?
I think that I'd take Auburn, but I don't really have much good reasoning. I'm just taking Auburn out of faith, honestly.
Like Jabari Smith is really your only.
Yeah, I think my concern with Auburn is guard play. The Auburn guards are they throw away games for them. They're ball
it's a bit of
dominant.
a
They try to
reach
take over. They think they're the best players on their team when the guys down low are clearly better than them. One of them is going to be a top 10 pick.
But
And the other one's very, very good. But the guards just suck.
I really don't think that there's going to be much of that kind of stubbornness and one man showmanship in a tournament like this.
That's
my
what's been
opinion-
stopping them the entire year. I don't know why it's going to change.
I think it would change personally. I just think that the coaching staff needs to do something about
Johnny
it.
Davis, let's hope he feels a bit better as we move through. Hopefully he can sit the second half in a blowout against LSU. I'm gonna go with Wisconsin. I don't care that Johnny Davis is 90%.
I don't love either of these teams.
I don't think either
I'll
team
take the
is either, I'm
Badgers.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Let's do one thing. Let's are we gonna clear off the Midwest entirely right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choose between Iowa and Wisconsin.
Yep. I'm taking Iowa.
I'm taking
I'm rocking
Iowa.
the Hawkeyes.
If it's Iowa and Wisconsin,
If
I'll
they
take
get
Iowa.
this far, they're gonna continue, and if they get this matchup, they're gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like this matchup for Iowa. I think it matches up well for them. They know the team that they're going up against. Let's go up to the South and fill this one out. Because I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say for some of these matchups.
Give me Zona.
Zona.
Yeah. I'd say it's the easiest path to the Sweet 16 out of any team in the bracket.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Nate. Me and Kieran both had Chattanooga instead of Illinois.
I did not.
Oh, you did?
I respected you. I like you standing up for the voice of the people. I still think Illinois wins.
Oh,
I really
Okay, never
want
mind, my
Chattanooga
bad.
to win. Chattanooga's my Cinderella that I really, really want to see, but
okay. Well, between Illinois and Houston, I'm taking Houston.
it's Illinois with no Tremont Mark, no Vassar. You can say, yeah, they've been out for at this point a solid 3 months. It has to catch up to you at some point.
Yeah, I think Illinois.
You can't
think
take your,
Illinois
you
just
can't take
does-
the
I
best
think-
players off the team and hope to win consistently.
What's Houston known for? They're known for, their rebounding and their strong defense.
That's
I feel
really
I feel like, I feel like Kofi Cockburn, out of anyone on the court, does that the best. He's the All-American center this year. He's a force in the paint. I like Illinois here. I like the Illini.
Nate, we got burned on this last year.
I think
did.
Houston has dominated the AAC recently.
It's-
the-
Yeah, but that's the AAC. Of course, they're
End of
going to
the day, it's
dominate
the
the
AAC.
AAC.
I
every
know, but
year.
I still think that that's a hot thing to ride
Big
into
Ten
right now.
basketball, dude.
But look,
I think I'm going to echo the sentiment from Mark Titus of the Titus and Tate show. I think Houston are frauds. I love that they-
Okay.
I love the analytics.
You
Houston-
don't-
I love the
oh
analytics.
my.
Let me explain myself. I think the analytics support it. I like a good rebounding team in March. I really do. But they basically only played double-digit seeds on their way to the Final Four last year. Of course, you're going to win if you're playing double-digit seeds every single game.
I mean, were they a 1 last year?
No, they were like
Yeah, they were a four,
a
right?
4. I
they
think
were 4.
but they just rode through like an easy Midwest.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
bracket.
they're going back to a Final Four. I don't think they're frauds. I think that's just sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. I don't think that was a bad team at all last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I'm still taking the Illini though.
Okay, well, moving
Houston
into
proven anything?
fine.
Are you
One
like,
top
for sure?
25 team. I like Illinois.
All right,
Right.
Colorado State, Tennessee. I'm taking Tennessee here.
Yeah, give me the balls.
Yeah.
Well, if
Ohio
David
State,
Jones-
Villanova. I think Nova's taking it. I don't think Ohio
Yeah,
State.
Ohio State barely escaped Loyola Chicago.
Yeah,
and
they're not gonna.
trickery.
I think whoever wins this, I think Villanova is probably the weakest of the 2 seeds. No, actually, no, that's not true.
Yeah, but they're
Um,
still a 2 seed.
But
Duke-
I think Auburn's weak.
Wait,
Oh
whoa.
no! Oh
Duke.
Jesus Christ! Actually, the 2 seeds this year suck. I kind of just realized that.
Yeah, I think Villanova is stronger than Duke in my
Jesus, the 2 seeds this year actually kind of
They ain't
shit.
great.
I'd take the majority of I'd take Texas Tech, Tennessee. I'd take those over, I'd take those over the majority of the 2 seeds in the tournament this year.
opinion. Yeah, but I think Villanova still beats Ohio
Yeah,
State.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then are we gonna clear? Yeah, let's clear
Yeah,
this right
we'll
now.
clear it.
Zona. I'm taking Zona over Illinois.
Arizona.
Arizona.
And I'm taking Tennessee over Villanova.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
I
weak
think
2 seeds.
Villanova. I want to get into my issues with Villanova. Why I think they're a very weak 2 seed. They only run a 6-man rotation, and they're 247th in the country in rebounding. You got to rebound to win games in March,
Yeah.
and they don't do that, not at all. So I think Tennessee's got a deep team. They play very good defense. I think they're going to be a good rematch between these 2 teams. These 2 teams played towards the middle of the season. I think early January it was, and Tennessee won by 4, putting up one of the most impressive defensive performances of college basketball all season. They played so well. But I think Arizona gets them back this time. I think it's going to be the best game of the tournament.
I think
this
Tennessee's
one.
gonna take it over Arizona.
I think this is going to be such a good game.
Hold on, give me a sec.
I'm taking the Wildcats, but
We're back. Yeah.
I think this is a toss up.
I think
I
that.
think Arizona wins. it.
Hold on. I think that. I mean, like. You know what? I think Tennessee. I'm gonna take Tennessee here, but yeah, we'd write Arizona here because it's majority. But I'm taking Tennessee.
I don't
in my
hate
ranking
it.
team.
I mean, I don't.
It's
hate
not a
it.
bad take at all. They're a very solid team, and Zona is also a solid team. This is gonna be like a really good game. I just think, I honestly think this is gonna come down to the wire. This is gonna be like a very close game, possibly overtime game.
Oh, for sure. I think it could be very possible. Kennedy Chandler, very, very good point guard for the Vols, but I'm taking the Wildcats.
Okay, let's move. Gonzaga beats Memphis. Or we
Yes.
can go down. Okay.
We'll sit up here. Yeah, Gonzaga beats Memphis.
Zags beat
Vermont
Memphis.
beats UConn, but I guess Vermont beats UConn too.
Yeah, I'm rocking with Vermont here.
I'm taking.
No. Okay. Ian. If Vermont can beat Arkansas, they can beat UConn. That's my thought.
That's kind of how March Madness rolls. Like if
Yeah.
a Cinderella team beats one team,
You just
and they're
gotta
going
get
up
the
against
ball
another
rolling.
like similar.
There
similar team,
are
exactly.
I think that Vermont right now is collectively our Cinderella because we've chosen them.
Should be Chattanooga. I don't blame you on it.
Yeah, it should be. But you know what? If we're going
Why
based on,
don't you go with Chattanooga, Kieran?
I said that.
No. Because here's why. I can't pick them to win the final and then they lose in the second round 1 year, and then the next year I choose them to lose in the first round. And they
Yeah,
make it
you
in the
can. You
final.
can totally.
I'm
do
just
that.
hedging my bets on these Illini, and also Kofi Cockburn's insane, and he can single-handedly beat an unranked Chattanooga, or pretty much. Okay.
Well then moving on. I think that Bama versus Texas Tech is going to be a better game than most people think, but I'm still taking the higher seed in this. I'm
Yeah.
taking Texas Tech.
Neither
Yeah,
way
I'm
you
taking Texas Tech, dude. I don't know how you guys picked Bama. Davidson versus
Duke
Duke.
Davidson's going to be.
It's a
like,
fun matchup
Yeah.
in South Carolina. Both teams, Carolina schools. I'm taking Duke.
I
taking-
think
pains me to do
I'm
so.
gonna take Duke
I don't
also.
like taking Duke here,
But
but
I'm still gonna take him.
I don't think Foster Lawyer is the type of guy to end Coach K's college career.
Yeah,
imagine.
I'm just giving
Pretty
Coach K
funny.
I'm
I
just
laugh.
I
I'm
laugh
just,
as well.
I'm just giving Coach K the benefit of the doubt here. So
But Coach K's magical run ends in the Sweet 16.
yes, it does. I think
I
Texas
agree.
Tech beats
Texas
him.
Tech is one of the best defenses in the country.
Duke is one of the least deserving 2 seeds I can think of in a while.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like this.
Gonzaga beats Vermont. I think that's easy at this
Yeah.
point.
I hate to say it.
Our
Oh,
Cinderella.
cut
is
him out.
I think the Zags move here.
Our Cinderella has lost.
It's a
her
bit
slipper.
boring. We've gone 1-3, 1-3, but I like Gonzaga again.
Okay. Do we have
Yeah.
the last?
Chet
Yeah.
Holmgren, Drew Timmy.
Now down to the last side here. Baylor versus Marquette. I'm taking
Baylor.
I'm taking Baylor.
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 Yeah. St. Mary's versus
UCLA.
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 Johnny.
Just going quick. Okay.
No, no,
Virginia
no.
Tech versus Purdue. I'm taking Vautech. They are red hot right now. Purdue, I just don't like them in March.
You're red
I
hot
think-
shit, Nate.
I think there's something about this Purdue team. I don't like that they can't play defense. Their offense isn't efficient enough to keep up. They're good offense. They score a lot of points, but they're not incredibly efficient. And I think, I think if you don't have an efficient offense, you got to be able to play defense. But they
Aiden
don't.
Ivey is also top 3 player in the nation. Probably.
Virginia Tech's red hot. I'm rolling with the hot hand. I'm taking the Hokies.
I'm taking Purdue.
I think both teams lose to Kentucky.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly,
Give me
either way.
Virginia Tech. University.
Oh my. Okay, fine.
They beat Duke. They can beat Purdue. And I know when I said I don't think Duke's very good.
You're
but-
contradicting yourself.
Other than Jaden Ivey, if they stop Jaden Ivey, they win the game.
That's not necessarily.
Yeah, it
true.
is.
I
Yeah,
just
it
think-
is. Yeah, it is.
I think if Purdue's gonna lose,
If Jaden Ivey gets more than 20, Purdue wins. If Jaden Ivey gets less than 20, Purdue loses.
Okay,
I was-
and okay,
I
fine,
say it now.
fine. That's a lot of ifs, but all right, fine. Vautech, Kentucky,
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky again.
Kentucky again,
Then
UCLA.
Kentucky again.
Give me the Bruins.
Yeah,
Yes.
Baylor, I don't love as a 1 seed.
I don't either, and I also
And
like
now
Johnny
here's-
Juzang.
Off to him.
All right, I got UCLA beating Kentucky, bro.
Explain yourself.
That's in my bracket.
Explain
Explain
yourself.
myself.
Yes.
Don't say Johnny Juzang.
Juzang.
What the hell?
Hold
If
on.
that's your reason, then that's just a flawed reason. I think if you're arguing for UCLA, you say
Personally-
that, hey,
personally-
this
no,
is
no,
the
okay,
same
okay,
team
okay.
that went to the Final Four
Yeah,
last
no,
year.
dude. Nate, you're stealing my. I'm about to
know they're
talk.
better.
You're look at the white man oppressing and gaslighting.
Okay.
Man of color.
Whoa. We're just all
Whoa.
trying to do like a friendly bracket challenge here, man.
I'm trying to talk. UCLA made a.
You're just
say that.
saying Johnny Juzang.
No, I'm not. I was about to. Okay, I was about to say something.
Let's hear
UCLA made a deep run last year, and I think that they played Gonzaga forced Gonzaga into a game-winning buzzer beater at half court, and that they had a chance to go to the final last year.
It just means they lost in a cooler way.
No, but they could have won that one. That could have gone either way. That was a big toss up that
Could
game.
have, didn't.
Shut up. UCLA. I
mean,
think I think-
Gonzaga could have beaten.
bro,
Baylor
you
didn't.
could have gotten.
They would have been winning. They would have won it if, but
Yeah. I think UCLA takes it.
I
Yeah.
think Kentucky takes
See,
it.
my question mark with UCLA is that who's stopping Oscar Tshiebwe? I think Oscar Tshiebwe is the best player in the country. He's averaging 17 points per game and
Second-
like 12 rebounds.
He's the
He's
second
a
best.
monster on the glass. He's playing so well, and Kentucky can beat you in so many ways. They play great defense. They have a lot of upperclassmen. I want Calipari. I like Calipari as a coach.
I don't
long
like
term.
betting against Calipari.
Exactly.
I think
Give me
Like,
UK.
I don't like betting against blue schools either. Deep blue schools. Kentucky.
look, Baylor isn't
both
Baylor
blue
like,
schools.
or sorry, not Baylor. Kentucky. Yeah, it's like the toughest obstacle for UCLA. Like if you look at the UCLA's path that we've chosen here.
It also
But
like
I think that if they
makes sense because it's the Elite Eight.
I think
Um,
okay, yeah.
you know it would be a
but-
tougher task if
and
they
Kentucky
made
has
the
a very
Final Four.
easy-
And then they play a better team, and then probably if they made the next round, they'd play even harder team Ion.
But
That
aren't
is-
they like
that works.
and
top
Kentucky,
15?
I think Kentucky is a very easy path to,
But
to,
n-
to
Yes,
where they
come
are.
on. St.
Exactly.
Peter's,
So, let me,
Tappan,
so
Murray
you
State,
play Murray
Tappan,
State.
Virginia
play
Tech.
Virginia
love,
Tech.
love it for them. They lose to
UCLA,
Kentucky.
UCLA's playing against St. Mary's, who was it was a team that can exhaust you. They play very physical. That's gonna be a hard fought game
And
for
then
UCLA.
Baylor's not
and then
great.
Baylor's a
They're
1 seed.
still the number one
Baylor's a
seed.
1 seed. Baylor's still a 1 seed.
No,
They're just
no,
gonna
but
bring a lot
Baylor's the
of
most
challenge.
vulnerable 1 seed in
They're
this
Yeah,
entire
still a 1
bracket.
seed.
I agree with you that they're the most vulnerable 1 seed, but they're still a 1 seed nonetheless.
I
think
still
this is a very
think that
strong-
UCLA, but
they
that
have the most Q1 wins out of any 1 seed.
but UCLA is top 15 both offensively and defensively.
Also,
They're
one more thing.
they're well rounded. They're holistic.
Kentucky,
Yeah, but
like
you
I
would say
would
the
say,
same thing about
I'm not going to say guaranteed.
No, Kentucky's
Kentucky has a much higher chance of getting here in the first place than UCLA does.
but I think that UCLA is hungrier for it than Kentucky is too. And maybe that's biased. Maybe that's just like me speculating here. But if you look at UCLA's path, if they're able to beat all these tough teams,
Yeah, no,
I think
like
they
that.
beat
I like that
Kentucky.
reasoning. I like that reasoning. I think UCLA.
I think
is
they're
like the
dogs.
team that if they get rolling, they get rolling. They go far. We
Exactly.
saw that last year. But I think Kentucky stops them. I think UCLA is the sexy pick. I think in my dream scenario, I think UCLA cuts down the nets. That's like how I want it to go. But like going with my brain here,
Gotta be
Kentucky's the better team.
Oscar's a beast.
The Sheboy's a monster. And so that leads us to our final four of Gonzaga, Kentucky, Arizona, and Iowa. It's an interesting final four.
Love it.
I do like it. Ion does not.
But it's okay now. I still like Gonzaga as a team, and I like that Zona's in here because they're both very. I think that they're both deserving 1 seeds. Gonzaga's had a
Yeah.
few bumps in the road, but like overall, they've proven to be the best basketball team.
So
Um,
let's, get predicting Gonzaga versus Kentucky.
Okay, I think Gonzaga takes it.
I think Kentucky takes it. I think that's my hunch. I think, until, Gonzaga gets over the hump and wins a national championship, people are going to consider them to be chokes.
Yeah, this is the until.
And
I
get,
agree with Ion.
but like history's just not on their side. Kentucky's a very, very strong team, all upperclassmen basically.
Well, I think
Um,
that Gonzaga just has to. If you're talking like history wise, they just have to completely clear their heads, empty the trash. Like, I think that this is a very redeeming year. This is the year that they can finally prove
You
themselves.
got
you know?
Holmgren, you
Alright.
got Timmy.
Look at and
I
and
think
look
they
at
can do it.
If you
Yeah,
guys want
I-
to go with the man who blames a DUI on his dogs, then go ahead.
what
I
do
won't
you
judge you. I won't judge you.
None of this passive aggressive shit from you. Give me.
I don't
Gonzaga.
judge you, rolling with, the head coach that blames a DUI on his dogs and refuses to take a breathalyzer because of a sprained ankle. I don't judge you. Do what you want to do.
Okay, I.
We
do
have
have
Gonzaga.
Give me Gonzaga
Yeah.
and give me Arizona.
I don't know
Yeah.
about
I
Zona.
love-
You know what? Honestly, at
we
this
love
point,
the
I think
run.
Iowa could upset.
I
I
thought
don't
you were
agree with that.
smiling when you
I
were
don't
going
agree with that.
Kentucky.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Arizona is a very, very good team.
Well, then it's a matchup with the 1 seeds. But okay, fine. Still a good
That's
matchup.
exactly. This is exactly what happened
Arizona.
last year.
If Arizona gets this far, it has to be Arizona.
Nah, I'm taking Gonzaga here because if Gonzaga is able to take down Kentucky,
I
personally,
agree with Ion.
yeah, I think that
But I've Gonzaga in my
I think
personal bracket.
I
have to
think my
switch it
concern
up.
with Arizona, is they're all freshmen. I think they
But they
played
have
very
tournament
well to this point.
experience. They've just made it to the final.
Yeah, Gonzaga's had like this is our second.
I
national
guess a
championship
lot
in
of
2 years.
returning team from.
It's a lot of returning team, and I think Holmgren's the best freshman on the court. And I think Mark Few is a better head, as much as he is a bastard. I think
There's no way, Nate, you're
um,
choosing the guy that blames the DUI on his dog right now, bro.
he
He doesn't take the breathalyzer because of a sprained ankle, blames it on his dog, but fine, yeah. He can be your national champion, but he's not mine.
Yeah,
Ken
fun.
Pom
Nate.
supports it. Are you taking Arizona as well, Ion?
I don't know.
I think we should unanimously give it to Gonzaga.
This
I just
tips
wanted to
either
run that down
way.
against you.
I think it has to be Gonzaga.
I think it has to be
dude.
Gonzaga.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's
Experience is
Gonzaga.
key.
Like I said, my reasoning for Kentucky for the Kentucky game stands. Then this is
Yeah.
their year.
Yeah. it
If
is.
they get past,
I
Kentucky
thought
here.
the same thing last year. If they get to the final and face Baylor at like a 7-point favorite, they should win it.
yeah, but I don't think that a repeat of last year is gonna happen.
I think the difference is that Baylor last year. I think Baylor's just had more tournament experience. Pretty hungry team as well. I wouldn't say UCLA is crazy hungry. I think Gonzaga is going to be hungry. I think this is I think this year is the passing of a torch.
Like
from Duke
shifting
to Gonzaga.
past. Nate, could you scroll down for me real quick? I'm just gonna go over Gonzaga's path again. I just want to
Oh,
see.
so kinda
Or
like this.
up, sorry.
Georgia State.
Yeah, Gonzaga. Like, think
Oh,
about
it's
it.
easy.
The
It's
more
easy.
any team, especially a 1 seed, shifts more and more towards greatness, towards the championship, the hungrier and hungrier they get. And Gonzaga's already got a stacked team. Offensively, they're dynamic. And defensively, I think they're good. While Zona's defense is better, I don't think their offense can outscore Gonzaga at all. I'll take Gonzaga. I think it's unanimous.
Yep.
So that is our picks. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are cutting down the nets in New Orleans. I don't love it. I'd take Kentucky over them, but hey, to each to their own, I guess. With that being said, thank you so much for watching today's show. We'll get a little bracket update next week, as well as some other stuff. It should be a fun show next week after the first 2 rounds of the tournament. For Kieran Costa and Ian Shaw, I'm Nate Martin. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next week.